good morning to all of you. We are going to start the session soon. We will start the session with the prayer today. I request Shri Bharatji to hold the prayer, please.
Om Sahasrashirusha Purushaha Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyatishta Purusha Evedagam Sarvam Yadbhutam Yaccha Bhavyam Utamrtatvasyeeshanaha Yadannena Tirohati ये तावानस्य महिमा अतोऽज्ञायागुंशपूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादूर्ध्व उदैत्पुरुषः पादोऽस्येहा भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनानशने अभि तस्माद्विराडजायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यत पश्याद्भूमिमथो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यज्ञमतन्वत वसन्तो अस्यायीदाज्यम् ग्रीष्म इद्मः शरद्धविः सप्तास्यासन् परिधयः त्रिसप्तः समिधः कृताः देवा यद्यज्ञं तन्वानाः अबध्नन् पुरुषं पशुं तं यज्ञं बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्या ऋषयश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः संवृतं पृषदाज्यं पशुगुश्चादचक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्यान् ग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वहुतः ऋचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागुंसि जग्निरे तस्मात् यजुस्तस्माद् अजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये केचोभय आदतः गावो जग्निरे तस्माद्जाता अजावयः यत्पुरुषं व्यददुः कतिदा व्यकल्पयन् मुखं किमस्य कौ बाहू कावूरू पादावुच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहू राजन्यः कृतः ऊरू तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्म्यागं शूद्रो अजायत चंद्रमा मनसो जातः.
Thank you, Shri Bharat. Today we have two sessions. First session would be by Shri Bholanath Shukla ji, Honorary Senior National Vice President of ICAS. Second, it will be followed by a session by Srimati Kalyani. She is the faculty member of ICAS Sikandrabad 5th chapter. So now I will introduce both the speakers to you. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Shri Bholanath Shukla ji. So he is into astrological study for past 30 years. He is a good researcher, administrator. He authored several research articles that have been published in leading astrological magazines. So he has been mentoring the chapters of ICAS, like Lucknow, Gorakhpur, and Allahabad, along with Sri Ramesh Chintakji. For his significant contribution in the field of astrology, ICAS has honored him with the Dr. B.V. Raman Swarna Samman. That is the highest award in ICAS. He is conferred with that Swarna Samman as well. He has been, senior vice president of ICAS. So he has been contributing significantly to the astrology. Now,
Shri Shivaya Namah. राष्ट्रभाषा मातृभाषा का सम्मान हो। My pranam to Dr. B.V. Ramanji, our founder, President ICAS. My pranam to Shri Devkinandanji Dikshit of Kanpur, founder, chairman, Kanpur chapter, and national vice president ICAS. My regards to Shri A.V. Shukla ji, our national vice president, for contributing his time, energy, and all. My blessings to my younger brother, Shri Ramesh Chintak ji, senior vice president, national vice president, and he happened to be chapter chairman for many years, and he is guiding many North Indian students from his study and classes. Next page. Here it is me and my partner, Srimati Manjulata Shukla. Yes. Now, first of all, I'll read one lesson what Dr. B.V. Ramanji gave to us on the very first meeting. That was November 98. I quote from his letter these two important messages. I quote, unhealthy trends have seeped into practice of astrology, and these must be suitably tackled. Number two, to serve the cause of astrology, to result proper understanding of this great science, and simultaneously eschewing all wrong notions. These two lessons I am following with all letter and spirit since then. Next page. I extend my regards to Shri A.V. Shukla ji, Shri S.N. Kapoor ji, Madam Gayatri Vasdev ji, Shri Ramesh Chintak ji, and all my teammates and ICASians and friends. I especially mention Shri Rangachari ji, Navneet Kaushik ji, Manish Malhotra ji, and Vishwanath Hola ji, those who are controlling today's stream. Very humbly, I have to say that my exercise to join the dots and the links collating from different classical texts into one untangled thought is to apprise you for your scholarly approach. I have been repeating this subject or say point since 2000 with added citations I get while studying, focusing just to apprise our new entrants of ICAS. This article will be made available in PDF format to all who wants for understanding with reference from the relevant textbooks. It will give you a chance to question me in future as well. I now say the other day, Madam Gayatri ji presented a comparative study of medical analysis and astroanalysis, their failings and their achievings. I will also share one my experience, what made me to come into this service of astrology. My mother got diagnosed somewhere in 1978-79 at BHU Medical College with cancer, and the team of doctors told that now the maximum longevity remains is only 6 months. She was not having her horoscope, so my father consulted with his horoscope with a local astrologer, Panditji, my family Panditji. After visualizing his horoscope, Panditji was confident that my father is not going to be a widower for another 10 years. With the utter surprise, Namaste Shuklaji Bhai Sahab. With the utter surprise, the Almighty made all the words of the Panditji true, and my mother lived almost 9+ years happily, and she got all her daughters and sons got married, and she blessed all the grandchildren. So this is the failing at achieving. I have to share what Madam Gayatri ji had shared last time. Now, I'll share my price positions at the later part of this but many seniors have told us that we have to follow in letter and spirit what have been taught to us in classical text. The grammar is very important to understand. Now I quote what Aristotle has said about speaking about the mind. And in our Vedics, we say mana. That mana has been explained by A.B. Shukla Sahab many times while teaching the Gita. There is, yes. My today's topic is of grammar, and it is not that much liked by many. So now, yes, next page.
बोला भाई अगर 1 मिनट देंगे मैं एक बात कहूंगा सिर्फ, just 1 minute.
Welcome.
Regarding this education system, what our ancient rishis have said, I would like to quote that.
Yes.
And in what Bhola Bhai is going to say is very, very relevant. And it's very relevant in the sense of our Dr. B.V. Raman series also. The true education paddhati as per the Gurukula is Acharyat Padam Adatte. A teacher can teach you 1/4. Padam Sumedhaya. For remaining 1/4, you have to do hard work, homework. So every teacher must give some homework also. Padam Patham Saha Pathibhya. So Padam Saha Pathibhya is very important. Unless you keep on debating, unless you keep on discussing the various issues, it will never be very clear. So there are 3 basic components of teaching. One, the teacher has to give a lecture, then some homework, and thereafter there must be some discussion on the various issues, and there the seniors can participate and should participate and tell the basic finer parts which cannot be understood by hearing lecture or by homework. So what he is going to tell you about the grammar or other issues in what manner to be understood is very, very important. So kindly listen very carefully. Okay, please continue.
There is a quote, now I say, none can destroy the iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, none can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. Here comes the astrological advice which can help to mold. So it is an important thing. You must be knowing that lot of cultures, including the Mayans and the Egyptians, they talk about the significance of the constellation in our galaxy that plays an important role in the revolution of the mankind. In our Vedic text, the nakshatra or say constellation and signs which are astronomically identified have been used astrologically by our Vedic and Hindu seers and also in Western astrology. Those have been told in mythological story format as well. My purpose of above said quotes is that since time immemorial, mankind has strived hard to find ways and means for a comfortable, pleasurable, accomplished life patterns. In that pursuit, mankind has taken shelter of astrology as well. So to cater all such needs, the astrological sciences have a place in our life, in our thought process, and that is what Dr. B.V. Ramanji has envisioned, and we are here with his blessings for the last 35 years. Friends, there are twists and turns in our life, everybody's life, and it shows the turbulence, the tranquility, and the prosperous termination of our attempts many times. At every turn of events in our life, we have to be vigilant. And for astrolovers, this vigil comes from the stars and the planets study. Therefore, we have to be very cautious about telling somebody, advising somebody. We should understand the basics of that. So astrology, I can say, it works like an umbrella in showers and in sunshine as well. Although the thoughts are not instantaneous affairs, They are events in a continuous process. So keep visualizing and correcting yourself, including me. I must say the Vedic literature is in codified form. Many shades are reflective in it, and as per his understanding of the reader, he can gather meanings and he can receive the directions. It is rather impossible to fathom deep unless one is not having in-depth understanding of Jyotish Sut and its true sense of application, as well as the cogent meanings of the Vedic classical text. So it has to be carried out to the letter and spirit precisely to get satisfactory results. चाणक्य जी हमारे आद्य हैं, उन्होंने एक सूत्र दिया था, सूत्र को पढ़ने के लिए नेक्स्ट पेज, सूत्र आप स्वयं पढ़ लें, you read yourself. He wanted to tell that कि नीर क्षीर विवेक कर लेना चाहिए. We said cautiously pick the best. Now I am going to present a very important seminar paper. Out of that, some points which has been held. That seminar has been held in February 1979 in Chennai, and roughly 40 to 45 speakers or eminent speakers presented there. So the topic was astronomy as an aid to history. Now I'm going to quote N. Mahalingam ji what he addressed. It is available at page 8 and 9. The astronomy has connections with biology and psychology as well as with the mathematics and physics. It is an obvious fact that the sun supports terrestrial life. Number 2, philosophers have grouped astronomy and music too. They said that music is rather the arithmetics of the harmonies, while astronomy is the geometry of motions. Very important thing he has said here. So amazing are such relatedness of astronomy with other exact sciences that it baffles our imagination and quenches our thirst for investigation at higher planes of living. Now I quote Professor K. Srinivas while he addressed that seminar. Professor K. Srinivas is the author of a book, very celebrated book, Chronology of Ancient Bharat. What he has said in the seminar, I am taking out few paragraphs from there. Predicting the future course of events of the horoscope is called astrology. But the method of framing the horoscope is called astronomy. The science of Vedang Jyotish was universally accepted, and astronomical data recorded in the epics of the Mahabharata by Vyasji is as per the principles laid down in Vedang Jyotish. So our Vedang Jyotish is that old and is that pious. Vedic astronomy is one of the 32 Vidyas, and the Brahman Granths to a certain extent gives the key to the Rig Vedic months and years. The day was divided into 4,3,000 units of time. Time means matra. The Rig Vedic contains 4,3,000 units of sound. This is one very relevant thing he has connected. The most ancient Tamil grammar, I may not pronounce it correctly, please take it. It is said as Tholkapiam. The most ancient Tamil grammar, Tholkapiam, even in the beginning, defines the matra, unit of time. It is the astronomy alone which can fix the dates of historical events correctly. Many Indians and Westerners have miserably failed because of assuming wrong dates and on mutilated texts, and in a hurry, they exclaimed our Rishi's data as unproven and wrong. You have heard many times this. I now quote Dr. Vedavyasji, Professor IAS, head of the University of Vedic Sciences, Hyderabad. He has authored one book, Science of Time. He presented me to that book. I shared this article in 2000 to him, and he was kind enough to appreciate it, and he pointedly says to apply 360 days while following Vimshottari Dasha system. He has quoted even in his book the Chinese and Egyptian calendric calculations to show that the basis is only 360 days as length of the year and 30 days as a month. Now I come to a very celebrated at present, Shri Subhash Kagji. He has written a wonderful book, Astronomical Code in Ved, which has been authored by him. This book is available with me, e-book, and even Shri Shukla ji, A.B. Shukla sir ji is also having it. Anybody, if he wants, we can share it. At page 9, he exclaims, the nominal year of 360 days is used to reconcile the discrepancies between lunar and the solar calendars. I'll come forward when I'll show you what are the differences there. Both of which, at page 16, Subhash Kagji says the synodic month was measured from full moon to full moon or from new moon to new moon. Taitri Sangita 7.5.6.1. He says the lunar month consists 30 lunarations. Brihadaranyaka at 1.5.14, in analogy with a civil day, a lunar day was reckoned by dividing the lunar year into 360 parts, that was called tithis. The definition of Aitreya Brahman at 7.11 under bracket 32.10, although in practical terms the tithi was determined by a calculation of a 12-degree shift with respect to Sun. The Vedang Jyotish takes a yuga of 5 years to be equal to 1830 sidereal days or 62 synodic months or 1860 tithis. Much later, Varahamji takes the yuga to contain 1830 civil days rather than sidereal days. Very importantly, Subhash Kagji says at page 18 and 21, I quote, 19th century Indologists were influenced by certain attitude, they were inimical to the spirit of free inquiry. They were those who wished to fit the Vedic chronology within the straitjacket of biblical chronology. Yes, he has said it, where rather accused. Most dismissed the notion of underlining unity because such an idea had not yet arrived in physics, Subhash Kagji says. There were no attempts to find the grammar behind the Vedic view. Lacking this grammar, scholars found contradictions in our text. Subhash Kagji quotes that right from Abel Bargain till A.B. Keith, they were no different in approach. I'll not name everybody, it is there. There was an attempt to compress the chronologies of ancient world within the framework of biblical chronology. So here you can understand how bitterly he has said. Now I come, Vimshottari Dasha Paddhati, the 360 days is a Saurman. And it is not 360 days Gregorian calendar dates. Just give a thought. The Gregorian calendar, what we should see today nowadays, has numerous changes, modifications, and alterations in past 2000 plus years. You might be happy to note that even Turkey adopted this Gregorian calendar only in 1929 AD. This is an historical fact. So unfortunately, it has now substituted our Vedic Siddhantic calendar, resulting in many inadequate understandings of our classical texts. The plagiarizing has played a vital role in it. Even the corrections brought to the light are sidelined or being ignored, somewhat deliberately, I say. Now I come to how the solar has taken the meaning of saw. The word saw is explained. Now I quote Khand Khandya, a Brahmagupta Siddhant, the commentary authored by Miss Beena Chatterjee in 1931. After much research, she presented that commentary, and it has been reprinted, and I got this commentary in English with subscript. So I'm now quoting from that book. Unit of time. You can read yourself. He has given the units of angular measurement, and certain technical terms used in Sanskrit are explained here below. Now I'll read that. 1 saur din is the interval of time during which the sun moves through 1 degree of ecliptic. A saur mass is the interval of time during which the sun moves through 30 degrees or 1 sign, that is saur mass is equal to 30 saur din. This is the Brahmagupta Siddhant he followed Aryabhatti Siddhant, yes. A saur verse is equal to 12 saur mass. A tithi or a chandra din is the interval of time during which the moon gains 12 degrees over sun. A chandramas or a synodic month is equal to 30 tithis. A sawan din or a civil day is the interval of time between one sunrise and the next, or time between one midnight and the next. A day when saur mass ends is called the Sankranti. A nakshatra din or a sidereal day is the time during which celestial sphere makes one revolution round the earth. A Mahayug is of 43240 saur din. Many more definitions and units and methods of calculations are available in this chapter, such as Vyatipat, Vaidrat, Deshantarfal, and planetary motions, etc. I may request those who are interested for further study, they may refer the book. There is one publication of Government of India, History of Calendar, that was presented by Shri M.N. Sahaji. I quote from the page 197. Here, the true meaning of saur and the formula has been explained, where the Thibaut said rubbish while they were not able to come to the modern value as said in our Surya Siddhant. So they were not knowing the formula, which has been explained at page 197, and the values given by modern science and our sages are now having a difference of point decimal ke baad 6 zeros and then the difference comes. So that was amusing. There is one book Vinod Kumar Mishra ji, PhD, has published very recently. The book name is Calendars of India. It is a good book, short book. It may be consulted. I hesitantly say that many of today's commentaries are simply, sorry to say, excuse me, but I have found, so this is my personal view, that many commentaries are simply cut and paste without giving intrinsic meanings of the classical text. Some exercises are just for the greed of money and sham popularity. Our lackadaisical approach towards such publications is also contributory for mushrooming such books. I'm open for correction, please. Now, there is Nara Sangita, there is one full chapter, measurement of time, and that detail, Mr. Vishwanath Horaji, thank you, you shared with me. You may show it at the end of that, where it has been said that there are different Varshman and the usage are for different purposes. In Webster's dictionary also, you will find 10 different Varshman, length of years, for different purposes. Now I quote the Bharati Jyotish Ka Itihas, one very celebrated book by Dr. Gorakh Prasad ji, and Bharati Jyotish by Sri Shankar Balkishan Dikshit ji. It was in Marathi. Later on, it translated into Hindi and published by UP Hindi Sansthan. Simultaneously, the one book, Indian Calendar, Indological Truths by Robert Swale, assisted by Shankar Balkishan Dikshit ji. They have also given, and I have given that Please, next page. The tabulation I have taken from that, and it is based on Surya Siddhanta. Here you can see what I am aiming to tell today. It has been quoted that during Vedic period, a year comprising 360 days was followed with 12 equal divisions as months as per Rigved 1/164/48 in Taittiriya Brahman Sutra 7.17. There are many references supporting usage of 360 days in a year, which will take us towards the right direction of thought on the Dasha system. There is, now I quote from a Hindi, North Indian Hindi book, Brihad Jyotish Shah. It is a very good book and it speaks for the minute observation. It speaks how to create the horoscope, where he says, take the Bhavrata outer circumference or take Bhuvrata inner center point. I quote from Kalidas, Jyotirvida Bhavan. Topic is Man Prakran, for different types and categories of Varsman and its usage for different purposes. Refer to Shlok 3. Kal Bhed. Refer Shlok 4. Kal Parinam. Shlok 5. Sawan or Saur Divas Kal Parinam. Shlok 6. Definition of Mass and Varsh Parinam. And Shlok 7 is Brihaspati Varshman, and Shlok 22, 23 and 26 speaks about it. Shri Devi Joshi साहब प्रयागराज के रहने वाले, belonging to Allahabad, had a history of 1,000 years in astrology. He has authored one book in Hindi, very good book, that is known as Sugam Jyotish. From chapter 1, he speaks Lagna Istikal calculation. There he says use 360 days. Again in chapter 3 on Dasha system at page 664, he again emphasizes for using 360 days for Ayurdaya and for Prayashchitta. Take Saman Man. In Sugam Jyotish again, chapter 1, page 58, he gives different Varsman and specifies its purpose as well. As in South, there is one Muhurt book named as Kal Prakashika and Kal Vidhan. Kal Prakashika is a celebrated book in South. Likewise, Daivak Garanjanam is a Muhurt book on Muhurt, which is in 2 volumes. I have taken out some citations for your understanding. Chapter 3 at Shlok 9, 10, 15, based on Siddhanta, it clearly says that 360 days is the duration of one civilian year. And Shlok 63, it is based on Bhaskaracharya. It speaks about 360 days for measuring movements of planets, etc. Chapter 4, Shlok 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 defines Varsman. Shlok 10 specifies year based on movement of Jupiter, जिसे हम लोग संवत्सर का निर्माण करते हैं. Again in chapter 18, Shlok 1 to 4 deals with different types of Varsman and its usage. Shlok 9 is based on, says Garg Rishi Ji, where he speaks about the Varsman, and Shlok 10 follows Shripati Paddhati for different Varsman and purposes. Shlok 11, 12, 13 and 14 explains Brihaspati Ji ki vichar and other eminent sages. Shlok 15 is of Vasisht Rishi Muni. So here you can find in this book, Daivak Garanjanam, he has quoted all our ancient rishis and had conclusively arrived and said that for Vimshottari Dasha purpose or for calculating the years, we have to take 360 days. There is one celebrated book in Hindi, Jyotish Ratnakar, which has been authored by Devkinandan Singh Ji of Bihar. In this book, the highlight is he has quoted one book, Daivagna Vilas. And in Daivagna Vilas, he has quoted synopsis of horoscopy, which has been authored by H.N. Subbarao ji. And here it has been quoted the Smriti course, Jyotish Naradhyay, and Jyotish Arno, old text, where he has conclusively said that use 360 days as a human age. This book, I must say and thank our secretary, Shri Kumar ji, has provided me the photocopy of this book. I thank you. Very recently. Now I come to one book which many of our friends keep on reading, that is Jatak Parijat. I have taken quoted from the commentary by Shri Gopesh Ojha. At chapter 5, slok 34, he speaks about 360 days. It also gives us the method to convert the Gregorian dates to our Saurman. So accordingly, if you calculate 5 days less, then in 120 years, there will be 600 days less. So it comes to 118 days and 3 months to Gregorian calendar. The methodology of converting various months is also provided by Gopesh Ojha ji. Gopesh Ojha ji has authored one very good book that is known as Trifla Jyotish. This book is based on a South Indian celebrated book, Uddu Pradeep. Here in Trifla Jyotish, he has quoted at slok 4, page 104, slok 9, page 111, slok 5, chapter 5, slok 11 and 12 at page 107. He reiterates every time to use 360 days. Now I have got in my library the astrological magazine of 1968 issue. At page 413, there was a letter written by Shri VKS Rao ji to the editor of astrological magazine, our founder president, Dr. V. Raman ji. And he suggested about applying Vimshottari Dasha's 360 days as first month for arriving the true event which has been cited in that. So here I have quoted it. Another astrological magazine, January 2004. Here a very good article has been published, authored by N. Sundarajan. I have shared this article in PDF format in the last. There he has given some Tamil texts. He has quoted Faldipika and many other texts, and he has justified. Even he has explained at various points the Ravi Sput is wrongly calculated by many nowadays. He has explained the meaning of the Ravi Sput, how it has been taken wrongly by further our commentators. So in this book, you can read, in this article you can read, he has conclusively said, this is a big article of 10 pages, he conclusively said 360 days is only for Vimshottari Dasha and use it. Mool Ganpati, a book by Harishankar Rao also speaks about it. Now, there are more citations I got. I keep on studying books and I keep on noting in my diary. And from there, I have taken out for you. So there is one book, Shambhora Prakash. The commentary is by late R. Santanam. It is in English. In chapter 7, title Lifespan, page 141, he says, use 360 days. Prahat Jatak, a commentary in English by late Shri Narayan Rao ji. Shri Narayan Rao ji discusses this topic in detail in chapter 9, page 209 onwards. And he has given several illustrations and calculations, and he suggests to use 360 days a year and 30 days a month. And in that very book, at chapter 7, title is Ayodhya, read pages 211 to 239. The commentator Shri Suryanarayaji uses 360 days a year and 30 days a month while explaining the calculations. So please go through that book. It is available in the market. There is one commentary of Brihad Jatak by late Shri Kedar Dutt Joshi ji. He was the head of BHU Astrology and Dharma Vibhag. He hailed from an astrologer's family. And in this book, in the long preface of 100 pages, he has suggested within that article that 360 days a year and 30 days a month works only in Vimshottari Dasha. You may refer to page 5, 7 and 20. This book is also available in the market, published by Motilal Banarsi Das. There is one Brihat Paras Aurora Sahas. I have taken the commentary by R. Santhanam. At chapter 43, the longevity is the title. At page 420, 421 and 425, he explains in detail in favor of 360 days here. This is the Brihat Paras Aurora Sahas we often quote. There is one book, Jyotish Sarvas, very recently published by Dr. Suresh Mishra ji. He is available to ICAS Noida chapter every now and then. He has authored this book at chapter 2, Kal Paribhasha, definition of time. Subtitle is Varsh Bhed, different years. At page 25, chapter 18, verse, page 351. See the tabulation there. And page 352 explains to consider 360 days a year and 30 days a month. So this book is easily available. Now I come to one book, Astakavar Mahaniban, authored by Mukund Jaivak Parvati. The commentary is by Dr. Suresh Mishra ji himself. At chapter 7, Ayodhya Longevity, page 353, slok 22, he details the necessity of using the 360 days as a length of a year, Varsman, you can say. There is one book again by Mukund Jaivak Parvati ji. It is Ayu Nirnay. Here, chapter 8, Dasha Pravesh Samay Sadhan, calculation of time at the start of Dasha. And slok 8 and 9, page 374 to 377 and 379. He speaks the importance of 360 days a year and 30 days a month. At chapter 5 and 7, Ayodhya Longevity, that is Hani Sanskar, that the corrections. Slok 14, 15 and 21, pages 274, 285, 286, 319 and 327. Detailed discussions regarding the fineness in using 360 days a year and 30 days a month is provided here. Phaldeepika, a celebrated book of Mantreshwara. I am taking the commentary of Shri Gopesh Oja, which he has said as Bhavarth Bodhani. Chapter 70, page 78, paragraph 4, advocates use of 360 days for calculation of Vimshottari Dasha. Chapter 4, Greh Bal, paragraph 4. Chapter 21, Pratyanta Dasha, slok 1 and 2. And chapter 21, Mishra Dasha, slok 21. All clearly says that invoke 360 days here. Here I must tell that this Phaldeepika has been plagiarized. Some chapters have been plagiarized, and both are available in. So we have to find the difference there. At one point, which is the plagiarized view, which has been printed at the top of that. There it says it is 365 days, and the real view has been given in other pages, which I have quoted. That has not been plagiarized and left by the grace of God. So here, please read it again, understand it. Phaldeepika, many times it is quoted, Phaldeepika is invoking 365 Gregorian calendar, but that is the plagiarized view. Please read it. There is English version also available of some author, I do not remember. There is Narad Puran. One full chapter for Jyotish has been provided in Narad Puran, and there you will find the recommendation of 30 days a month, means 12 months, making 12 months a year. And there is, now I come to the Prashn Marg in English, commentary by our founder president, Dr. B.V. Ramanji, at part 1, chapter 6, slok 65, page 206. I repeat, part 1, chapter 6, slok 65, page 206, suggests to use Sawan Varsman 360 days. There is a one book not readily available nowadays, I believe, Catechism of Astrology, where why do and don'ts have been told by our founder president, Dr. B.V. Ramanji. There, in chapter 2, he clarifies that for the purpose of Vimshottari Dasha computation, we should use 360 days a year. There is one book, Jyotir Rahesh, mathematical part. Those who want to learn mathematical part of astrology and astronomy, they must read this book, which has now been reprinted and available in the market by Motilal Banarsi Das. Both two volumes have now been given in one volume. So that is Jyotish Rahasya. I am quoting from there. It has been authored by Jagjivan Das Gupta ji of Banaras. There is an article known as Kal Jnanam and Parinam, Kal Jnanam and Parinam, which gives us why to use Varsman for different purposes and different Varsmans. There he has said for human age 360 days to be taken. Jyotish Vidabharan, authored by Maharshi Kalidas, a Jain classical text. It has been the commentaries of Dr. Ramchand Pandey Saab, professor and head of astrology, a learned man. In chapter 1, Man Prakaran, that is timings, slok 3, 5, 6, 23, 25, and 26. He specifies to use 360 days a year. Now I come to Lag Parashari, which is often quoted. The major, I am taking the commentary by Major Khor. And the Parishist means the appendix at page 423. The commentator has explicitly explained in detail the principles and has vouched for 360 days a year and 30 days a month. Now I come to a very celebrated book, Horasar, of the 3 years. The commentary I have taken is of late Santhanamji. Here I have given the pages from 92 to 106 in the PDF format in this presentation. Here, chapter 9, the Shafal Nirupam, slok 18 onwards states to use 360 days, and the method of conversion and tables from Gregorian to Sawan years has been provided at page 92 to 106. This is a very authentic book. You may go for it. There is one Meena Nadi other day, my friend Alseji was explaining. So I told him, you should also say that Ki Meena Nadi Gopal Raoji has suggested to use 360 days. This photocopy of this book was provided to me by my friend and teacher, Shri Rangachari as well. I thank him. The Nakshat, a book Nakshat authored by K.T. Subkaranji, speaks about 360 days Varsman. He has given the calculations for planetary allocated years as well. Very recently, I found a book named Vedic Astrology Demystified, authored by Shri Chandrasekhar Sharma ji of Nagpur. He is a popular figure for his Jyotish teachings through his YouTube channel. And he has advocated for 360 days. Shri Chandrasekhar Sharma ji is a dental fellow, and he is also available anytime. And he has given his lectures in ICAS Noida as well. I thank him. Very recently, I got in my hand the book Hindu Dasha System by Grace, English. With the studious effort of the author, grace, I got to read many old articles published in astrological magazine. The chapter is 2, Rationale of Vimshottari. The writers of those quoted articles have given their opinions and how to assess the basis of allotment of the years to different planets. The author of the book has also studied and analyzed some 12 horoscopes, and conclusively she has relied on 360 days as Vashman. And the author is convinced with the Fagan Enas. That is a separate matter, but she has gone for 360 days to be applied. I quote now from that book. The author of the book quotes Dr. Raman Yes. Under, I find it relevant today to quote Dr. Raman's words. Dr. Raman words. Now I quote. The editor of Astrological Magazine, Dr. B. Raman Ji, has also given his definite views. Number 2. From a scientific point of view, we cannot say with any sort of definitions upon which basis each planet is allotted a certain number of years as its term of Dasha. But in actual practice of Dasha system yields very satisfactory results. It has been quoted from the book Hindu Predictive Astrology that is available with all of us. I quote again Dr. Raman's word. As long as we are ignorant of the basis of Dasha, we cannot condemn as clumsy and unreliable. This is an important part of what Dr. Raman has said. Number 4 point, I quote Dr. Raman. It is the ignorance as to their origin that perhaps makes people skeptic in accepting this system as reliable. If that is removed, they will have very little to say against it. Now I again quote what has been authenticated by my Honorable President Shri Shukla ji, that international banking, the calculation of interest is based on year consisting of 360 days. This is the international practice, banking practice. There is one book of some articles I got in my diary, that is Issues of Vedic Astronomy and Astrology. This book is not available now. Our President A.B. Shukla is searching of it. It has been published in 1991 by Ved Vigyan Pratishthan, and now it is out of print. That gives us some Vedic eminent scholars have given their papers and discussed. And their ancient astronomy and modern day astronomy has been discussed, and even the Rig Jyotish has also been discussed in that. I'm sorry, I don't have that book. I'm still searching. Very recently, I got a book, Jyotir Mimamsa. This is the work of Aryabhat. And the commentary is in English, and it is by Shri Neelkant Somayaji of Kerala. There, the calculations and astronomical facts with data has been discussed. It is a very good book. I have got e-book. Anybody I can share it. Those who are interested in Gita, Richard Thompson, a devotee of Prabhupada, who is PhD in physics and astrophysics, has given astronomical details cut out from Gita and Mahabharata era to modern times. This is a published book. Anybody interested in more in Gita and Indian astronomy may read that. The above quoted books contain a lot of information, I say, as a source book. That has curated some timeless lessons for us in the past. So that is the citations I have been discussing with you all, and I have been noting it down in my diary, and I am presenting as and when I get the opportunity, focusing our new ICAS and trends. So I leave now to Vishwanath to, if he can show the PDFs. Yes, the first one is number 1. Back page. Yes, Dr. Ram. This is the Dr. Rama's brief biography. Yes. Can you get this? The brief biography. No, first page. Yeah, anyhow, no, not this, not the back one, back one. Wait here. In the PDF, what I'll share with all of you, I have given the life sketch of Dr. Ramanji, which has been published by ICAS Kanpur chapter in 1998, provided by Dr. Ramanji himself. And number two, I have given the brief biography of Maharaja Shri as well. I have given here the keynote address what Dr. Ramanji has given to ICAS Kanpur chapter in 1998. It is a 12-page address. All of you must read that. Thereafter, I have also shared the letter of Dr. Ramanji, which he has written to us, me and Ramesh Chintak Bhai, and he has sought from us. We have to follow that. I have also shared the life sketch of our Devkinandan Dixit ji, the mentor and the promoter of Kanpur chapter. He was a close friend of Dr. Ramanji, and he introduced me to Dr. Ramanji only. Again, I have shared one very good article of Ramesh Chintak, our National Vice President, that about the philosophy and the astrology, what we are now listening. I have shared the article of A.V. Sundaram ji also, what he has written that time while in 1998. And now I have also shared my first recognition certificate under signature of Dr. P.V. Ramanji of May 1994. That is really my prize possession. I have also shared some photographs where Maharajeshwari has blessed us, me and my wife. And now I thank my president, A.B. Shukla ji, who has been kind enough to me every time and recognizing me and honoring me with this Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, next page. Here I have given all the books I have quoted, and anybody can open it. The mythology, seminar papers, Khand Khadya by Veena Chatterjee, Professor Veda Vyas, Book of Science, and Jyotirmimansa, Astronomical Code by Subhash Kak, Synopsis of Horoscopy by Subramanian H.N. Subba Rao ji, and I have quoted the article Astrological Magazine 2004, the history of calendar, page 197, I have quoted Nara Sangita, measurement of time, and two more scriptures very recently I got about astronomy and scriptures. I have also given the pictures of those. These will make the students, those who are serious, they will get help from it. And that is all for today from my side. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Bhola bhai, great lecture as usual, and I fully endorse this view that we should believe in 360 days of the year, not 365. 360 is correct, and our rishis have been believing that only. As a matter of fact, our whole life pattern is based on this 60 or 360 concept. Our circle has got 360 degrees, and they say categorically 0 degree and 360 are the same. 360 means completion, 0 means start. Based on that only, we had the concept of 60 ghadi, 60 pal, vipal, 60 kala, everywhere 60. So whole pattern was based on that only. This is unfortunate that all of a sudden, out of 60 ghadi, they have come back to 24 hours. But still, they could not get away from 60 minutes and 60 seconds. 60 seconds equal to 1 minute and 60 minutes equal to 1 hour. That they cannot get away. So they have done that. But basic issue remains the same. That 60 they cannot get out. We were believing 360 and adjusting the entire month by having Malma system. And this has been very thoroughly discussed in Mahabharata by Bhishma Pitama. Why we should believe in 360, not 365. He discusses Saur Mas, Chand Mas both and says to Duryodhan, Duryodhan, look, as per one conclusion, 12 years are over. So they are entitled to appear. By another conclusion, 12 are still existing. So their claim is still there. You cannot get it by way of adverse position. It still continues. And based on that calculation only the entire Mahabharata took place. Because Duryodhan didn't agree to this. So not only today, this has been this discussion very long, coming from those days. So in a nutshell, I fully endorse, and a great lecture. I heard each and every word of it. Grateful. Thank you very much.